as you all know, I've been running around the Venetian Hotel this week in Vegas, speaking to as many people as I can here at the Adobe Summit. And I discovered a company called Contentsquare today, which is an AI-powered user experience analytics and optimization platform for major retailers and some of the biggest brands in the world, including Walmart, Tiffany's, Avon, GoPro, and so many more. And what I discovered blew me away. Contentsquare Chief Partnership and Strategic Officer Jean-Marc was also speaking on a panel with executives from Ralph Lauren, Sam Edelman and Matches Fashion, and they were discussing how smart analytics and customer-centric attribution can help elevate the digital customer experience and ultimately drive higher conversion. Now, I know I've been bombarding your podcast feeds this week with interviews around personalised experiences, etc., but trust me when I say you're going to want to listen to this one. And it'll really make you think before you go on a click rage waiting for a page or a photo to load on a website. So buckle up and hold on tight so we can speak with Jean-Marc from Contentsquare, who's going to tell us all about the exciting work that they're doing right now. A massive warm welcome to the show. Can you tell the listeners a little about who you are and what you do?
So my name is Jean-Marc Belaïch. I'm based in New York. I am the Chief Marketing, Partnership and Strategy Officer for Contentsquare. It's a long title. Sorry about that. But this is what I do. So I manage marketing teams and partnership teams globally for the firm. We have offices in Paris, our headquarters, London, Munich, New York and San Francisco, and so I have some teams spread out across. Before that, I have quite an unusual background for someone in tech. I was not born in tech. Before that, I started my career as a consultant. I spent 22 years with Boston Consulting Group. I was a senior partner at BCG in charge of luxury, fashion, and beauty in Europe and then in the US. And then I joined one of my clients, Tiffany & Company. I was at the executive committee of Tiffany & Company, reporting to the CEO. I was one of the officers in charge of strategy, innovation, and the new categories. And as part of my innovation role, I was chasing for good technology to bring in. And this is how I met Contentsquare. So Tiffany became one of the first clients of Contentsquare in the US. And from that, when I left Tiffany, the young CEO of Contentsquare, who's only 32, asked me to come and help, which I did with a lot of pleasure, and then became an investor and finally a full recruit.
Now, Contentsquare is an AI-powered user experience analytics and optimization platform for major retailers and brands that include Walmart, Tiffany, Avon, GoPro, and I could go on and on. But for the benefit of everyone listening, can you help paint a picture of the kind of problems that you actually solve for some of the most famous brands in the world?
Absolutely. So if I try to summarize what we do and take an image, when you have stores or when you have location, could be bank, agencies, you have someone that is responsible for this location. And this manager can see what's happening. He or she sees when a client is not happy. He or she sees when a product is misplaced or a shelf is, dirty. Or when a salesperson is not giving the right speech. So you can see that with your eyes and you can act upon and make the changes that are needed. When you take the parallel online, you're blind. Online, with traditional web analytics such as Adobe Analytics and Google Analytics, you know who's entering your store, who's going out, you know the audience, you know if they bought, but you don't know what they did really in depth in the store. And this is what Contentsquare is doing. So Contentsquare is tracking every single movement of the mouse, every single movement of the finger in your mobile or your desktop or your app. Every zoom in, every zoom out is captured by the technology. Every hesitation. So when people hover and don't click, we know. When people start typing and they don't understand how to fill the form, we know. We know when they have, those click rage, when you start double clicking on your mobile because it's too slow, we know. So this is the type of things that we can identify, and we provide insights to our clients about what to change to ultimately optimize conversion rate. Whatever your conversion objective is, could be, of course, e-commerce conversion, but could be anything else, like maybe filling a form or making an appointment for a car dealer, for example. So this we can track and we can help to improve that. And then we improve engagement and the experience that is provided to the consumer.
I never knew anyone was watching my click rate.
Yes, yes. And we do that all GDPR compliance.
Yeah, sure.
We're headquartered in France, so we don't capture any information about yourself. Any private information is not captured by the technology, but everything else, your behavior, is captured and aggregated.
So can you tell me a little bit more about how smart analytics and customer-centric attribution are becoming real game changers in the industry now?
So absolutely. So let me talk about smart analytics. A few months ago, we released a new features that was an alert. So our client could say for any given KPI, if it's below a certain threshold or above a certain threshold, I want to know, I want to get an alert. And so our system will do it. This is not very AI. This is just automatic tracking of the KPI and sending alerts. But we realized that the same metrics could vary a lot. If you take a Thursday morning versus a Saturday afternoon of a busy shopping day, it's going to be very different metrics. And so now our artificial intelligence is able to track and put the metrics in the context. If this is a Saturday afternoon, then the range will change. If this is a Monday morning, which is a slower day, the range will change. And so we can adapt based on the device, based on the context, based on the days, the nationality, the country, based on many, many data. Now we can, with AI, understand when to send an alert and when not to send an alert, which is quite new. So that's one example of improvements based on AI that we have in our products.
The retail industry has been going through somewhat of a tough time recently, but can you tell me a little bit more about how stores are increasingly integrating the digital experience into their brick and mortar locations too?
Yes, absolutely. So the first point I want to make is when it comes to experience, stores still have an advantage versus websites. Because in a store you can open a restaurant, you can open a coffee, you can put some whatever event, you can do a concert. How to translate that into digital is a challenge. So I will return the question. To me, the question is really, how do you provide amazing experience online? And what we try to do also with Contentsquare is we fight against the Amazonification of the world, like where all the website will look the same. And, the cart is on the top right, the menu is on the top left or whatever. No, we want to provide creative experience for the consumer online, and so that's one thing we do. Now back to your question, in the center of your question, there are many things that retailers are doing now also to bring technology in the store. There is more and more tracking technology, so the same way we track online, they try to do it now also in the store, with beacon and even cameras trying to recognize the flow of people and where people are waiting and buying. So there is more and more coming to the store as well.